Nah, go ahead. Keep screaming strong and independent. Meanwhile, men are out here choosing fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, not combative, masculine, and stubborn. And if you got kids, you're not disqualified, but you are on a harder level. You gotta prove why a man should take care of your situation. He could easily build one from scratch with someone else.
I like this one.
Welcome to the Readiness Tribe. Let's get started on today's video.
Mama, there goes that man.
Boss babes are tired of being alone? Let's translate that without the branding. The lifestyle worked for independence. It didn't translate to partnership. Because you optimized for control, freedom, self-priority. And now you want cooperation, stability, shared direction. Those don't automatically sync. And that's where the frustration comes from. Because the same traits that helped you win solo can create friction in a relationship. From a man's perspective, it looks like this. You want a man who is established, disciplined, focused. But those men, they're not looking to be negotiated with constantly. They're not looking to compete in their own relationship. They're looking for alignment and peace. And if the energy feels like control resistance, I don't need you, but prove yourself anyway, they pass. Not because they can't deal with you, because they don't want to. And here's the part that hits. You didn't lose options. You lost alignment with the options you want. Because the men you're aiming for now, they're not impressed by independence alone. They expect cooperation to match it. So when you say, I'm ready now, men are asking, ready for what? That you didn't prioritize before. Because late realization doesn't feel like evolution to them. It feels like necessity. And men with options, they don't want to be chosen out of necessity. They want to be chosen out of alignment. So no, it's not that something is wrong. It's that the strategy didn't account for this phase. And now, you're trying to retrofit relationship goals onto a solo-built lifestyle. And that adjustment, that's where the real work is.
I'm more financially secure than I've been in many years, all doing things that I built myself. But at the end of the day, I come home to my house that I bought myself. And I have nobody to talk to about any of this. I have tons of friends and lots of you in my DMs. But at the end of the day, I am still home by myself. But I'm just getting tired. And ironically, the more successful I get, the worse this feels. You would think it would be the opposite. You would think, oh, when you're successful and everything else is going right in your life, then that's gonna suck less. You want to share those things with people. I want to go out and do stuff. I'm just kind of tired. Being independent is great, but sharing your life with somebody, the little things with people, not just the big going out for margaritas with the girlfriends or family functions. Like, I want the little things all the time. Anyway.
She built the career, got the title, hit the milestones, and now she's realizing none of that holds you at night, because success is loud in public, but quiet when you're alone. See, nobody told her not to win. They just said winning doesn't replace connection. But that message gets ignored until it doesn't, because eventually the applause fades, the workday ends, and it's just you and the life you built. And if that life doesn't include someone to share it with, those wins start feeling hollow, not worthless, just incomplete. And that's the shift. It's not, I shouldn't have succeeded. It's, I thought success would handle everything else. It doesn't. Because at some point, you stop asking, what have I achieved? And start asking, who do I have it with? And if that answer is empty, that's when it hits.
Most men just want to know they can. They will ask you for your number just to see if you will give it to them. They will DM you just to see if you will reply. They will ask you on a date just to see if you are willing to go with them. They have no true intention of actually pursuing you or doing right by you. They just want to know they can. They just want to know they can have access to you. They just want to know they could talk to you. They just want to know they could sleep with you so you could stroke their bitch ass, fragile, weak ass egos.
She's going off on the men she gave access to. But let's slow that down. You gave them access, time, attention, energy, without securing commitment. And now you're mad at the outcome? That's not betrayal. That's misaligned expectations. Because men respond to what's required, not what's assumed. If nothing was clearly established, a lot of guys are going to treat it like what it is. Casual. And now it sounds like bitterness. But really, it's frustration with the results. Because the same men you're criticizing, they moved based on the terms that were set, whether you said them out loud or not. So it's not just about what they did. It's about what you allowed, accepted, and expected without clarity. And that's the part people skip. Because access without boundaries doesn't lead to commitment. It leads to confusion. And eventually, resentment.
I know this is probably like an unpopular opinion, whatever. But like all of these women that are out here being like, oh, men just think they're the prize. And like, I guess I understand the concept behind the comment, but like, shouldn't they also be a prize? Like, I know I'm a prize, right? Like, we know what we bring. Like, I've worked too damn hard on myself to be won by another freaking loser. Like, I also want a prize. Like, I want somebody who brings as much to the table or is the table just like me. I don't need to be in a relationship like I've been in the past. I want something better than that. And that should be a prize, right?
She says she's worked too hard on herself to be won over by a loser. Cool. But the man you're trying to qualify for, he's not in win her over mode. He's in is she worth my time mode. Because men who actually have their life together, they're not chasing approval. They're filtering. So while you're sitting there saying, don't bring me a loser, he's looking back like, don't bring me just attitude and expectations. Because self-improvement isn't a one-way street. You don't grind, glow up, and then expect someone else to show up and earn you while you just exist. That's not how it works. Because the same way you don't want a man beneath your level, a man at your level doesn't want someone who thinks he has to prove himself from day one. So now you've got two people with standards, both thinking they're the prize, and nobody's moving. And that's the reality check. The man you want isn't trying to win you over. He's deciding if you even qualify to stand next to him.
Okay, so the men delivered, which means I need the women, the ladies to, pull out of the bag. Tell us where you're going when you're single and you've got nothing to do at the weekends. What are we doing with ourselves? I'm currently at Sefton Park and it's heaving with couples. So what are the people doing, late 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever age you associate yourself with? What are the single women doing on a weekend? This is like the first weekend I've had free with no deadlines, and I'm at a loss. I'm going for like a second coffee because I don't know what else to do with myself, and everyone's busy. So yeah, if anybody can tell me where the single ladies are going at the weekend, and also the men aren't mind readers. Let's tell the men where we're going. Where would we be happy to be approached? No dark alleys, no creepy secluded areas, but like other than that, where would we not mind men approaching us? Because if we tell them.
Now she's asking where to find men while watching couples like it's a mystery. It's not. Those men didn't disappear. They got chosen early, or they started choosing smarter. And now you're showing up late, looking for the finished product, with the same mindset that kept you single. That's the part nobody says. Because it's not about location. It's about timing and positioning. The men you want? They're not wandering around waiting to be found. They're already locked in. or they're filtering hard. So now you're competing in a smaller pool with higher expectations and less margin for error. And instead of adjusting, it's, where are they? They're right where they've always been. The real question is, why weren't you aligned when they were available? Because now, you're not just looking for a man, you're trying to catch up to a phase of life that already moved on without you.
I am an independent woman, but it's the way that I am in my parking lot trying to look as pathetic as humanly possible so that any man with a shovel will take pity on me and dig my car out of the ice drift that it's currently in. I have a pickaxe, a spade, and a shovel, and I'm just a girl. I know that I box and I'm strong. It doesn't mean that I should have to do that. I'm too cute. I'll buy you coffee and pastries as thank you. I'll let you sit in my presence. It's the way that yesterday I asked a man if I could borrow his shovel, and he had the audacity to say yes, but not for too long, without offering to dig me out himself. Where is chivalry? I already know people are gonna come for me with this one. But look, I really am just a girl. If I was in a romance novel, this would be the perfect opportunity for a meet cute.
So she's strong, independent, don't need a man, until the car's stuck in the snow. Now suddenly it's, where are the men at? That's the part that stands out. Because independence sounds great when everything's going your way. But the moment things get inconvenient, now you're hoping someone shows up to do the hard part. And no one came. Not because men disappeared, but because a lot of them are matching energy now. You don't need them? Cool. They'll take you at your word. Because help isn't something you demand, only when it benefits you. And men are starting to move like this. If you only value me when there's a problem, then I'm not part of your life. I'm just your solution. And a lot of men aren't signing up for that anymore.
Feminism is not the issue, but what it's turned into is. The original fight was for equality, votes, jobs, and just mutual respect. But somewhere along the way, equality morphed into superiority. Now, women are told, you don't need a man. Depending on him, it makes you weak. Be soft and nurturing, that's betrayal. Femininity was never weakness. But when women started trying to outman men, the polarity disappeared. No push, no pull, no leadership, no trust, just two people fighting for control, wondering why the attraction is dead.
This concludes this video. If you made it this far, thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please comment and subscribe. Artie out.
Mama, there goes that